Hello, how are you? Morning. Hope you're good. Welcome again to my channel. This is Paul, Having Foods, and this is episode 9. Yeah, this is episode 9, or simply day 9. And we are already in South Africa. On episode 8, we drove from Zeerust all the way to Kimberly. We did a total kilometer of 511 kilometers. There was no border crossing. Then on this beautiful day, we are starting our journey from Kimberly. We did a Kimberly city tour. So today we are not going to do a city tour. We're just going to proceed to Lesotho. Today is a beautiful day. It's a very sunny, bright morning. It's quite chilly. And today we are doing border crossing. We are entering the kingdom of Lesotho, and we are going to explore its capital city, which is Maseru. From kilometer 0, we are going to do a total kilometers of 297 kilometers to Maseru town, and so it's going to be quite a long journey. Okay, not that very long journey, but we are going to explore much of the Free State in Cape Town. Remember, we are in Free State. That is, as you approach Lesotho, that is the Free State. We are going to explore much of the Free State. You can see already we are at the townhouses. There's a name given by the South Africans. I don't know what they call these houses, but here in Kenya we call them estates. But in South Africa, there's another name they give it. Maybe you can comment there on the comment section and tell me what name. Now, last night, by the way, in the previous episode in Kimberly, we tried sourcing for accommodation. And let me tell you, the accommodation that we got, that is the accommodation that we would get, they were quite high, quite expensive. Others were going as high as 1,200 rents, others at 2,000 rents. That's a lot of money. It was way above our budget. So we scouted for more. We luckily got one. In that guest house that I've showed you there. I'll try and put the name of the guest house there. So we got one at 6,869 Kenya shillings. So you can convert that into rents. So first impressions of Kimberly. Kimberly, I would say, it's an odd town. But it's a beautiful town full of rich neighborhood. And you can see it's also greenery. I don't know whether it's because we went during the rainy season, but it's greenery, beautiful. And one thing I noticed about South Africans, the way they build their houses, they don't have bright colors. As you can see, they don't have bright colors. You can see we have gray, we have brown, maroon. They don't have those shouting colors like we do have here in Kenya. In Kenya, we have got all sorts of paintings on the buildings. We have those that are very bright, and I don't know, maybe it's the culture. The cultures are different also, so don't forget. So the bricks here also, they use bricks when they are building their houses. Most of the houses here are made of bricks. In Kenya, we use quarry stones and others that we call them darugo stones. These are chiseled stones. So that is how most of the Kenyans build their houses. So guys, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this drive from Kimberly. We're going to do a border crossing all the way to Maseru Lesotho. If you haven't subscribed, guys, kindly make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. So guys, let's drive, let's enjoy Free State in South Africa. Anyways, the journey continues. As you can see, people here are farmers. On my left, you can see sunflowers and huge tracts of land. We are currently at kilometer 118 from Kimberly, heading toward Maseru. We still have like 194 kilometers left for us to say we have completed the today's journey. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Let's continue with this journey. It's going to be an amazing journey considering we are doing a border crossing. We are going to view another country, going toward another country on the wrist. That is Lesotho. You can see some beautiful landscapes there ahead. That's a very beautiful mountain. On my left hand side, it's a very, very beautiful mountain. Here in South Africa, the sceneries are giving, the roads are good, the speed is also awesome, and the farming is also good. So if you are into farming and you would really want to have a very big piece of land, I think South Africa would be the best place for you. And actually, this is in contrast with the countries that we have passed before, like the country of Tanzania, the country of Zambia, and Botswana. Those countries are also huge. They are huge, I think close to what South Africa is. But most of their land is covered by forest. Most of their land is covered by forest. But surprisingly, here in South Africa, their land is not covered by forest. It's covered by ranches. People doing plantations, which is quite good. And this one I really commend for this. This is something worth admirating. You can see there the speed limit is 120. So instead of having a bush everywhere, and I'm not talking about those trees that are harvested. I'm talking about bushes that cannot be harvested. Instead of having those bushes, you can just have ranches like the one we have on both sides of the road. You can do plantations that is going to help the human being, unlike the bushes. Okay, even though the bushes have a positive impact on the environment, that is on purifying the environment, but still, if you are to have what you have here in South Africa, it would benefit the human beings more than the bushes. When you start seeing mountains at the vicinity, this just tells you that we are approaching Lesotho. This tells you that Lesotho is not far. Remember, Lesotho is the only country in the whole world that is elevated above 1000 sea level. Lesotho is above 1000 sea level at its lowest point in that country. This tells you that it's a country on top of a hill. It's a country on top of a hill, just like in Rwanda, where it's a country with 1000 hills. But in Lesotho, it's a country on top of the hills. So you're going to see so many mountains as we approach Lesotho. We are 166 kilometers away from Lesotho. So that means from now going forward, we shall be climbing, or we shall be ascending. That is, we shall be increasing our altitude, maybe from the lowest point that we were, and maybe to something higher, above 1000 sea levels. This is the beauty of a town in South Africa. Remember, this is an estate. This is not even a town. This is an estate, and already you can see how beautiful it is, how the roads are well maintained, the greenery areas, and the palm trees at the center. That is at the boundary, the center part of the road. It's not reserved for hawking, like you'd find in Kenya. The center part is majorly for hawking, but this one, the center part, is a green area with green grass, and some beautiful palm trees, and well-maintained grass, and clean and very clean. And actually this is an entrance. To stay on Road. This is an entrance to a town here in South Africa. Remember, we are still on the journey. We are doing the Nairobi South Africa by road, and we are currently in South Africa, and we are heading to Lesotho. To stay on Walter Sisulu Road. We are heading straight to Lesotho, which is like 150 kilometers away from where we are currently in. Look at the views. There's a stadium on my left hand side. Look at the views here in one of the towns along the way. Yeah, there are two stadiums. 500 meters, turn left on the First Avenue. There's another one there on my left hand side. It's called Toyota Academy, I think so. I'm not sure about that. And it looks so beautiful. It's like the Toyota is the sponsor, the main sponsor of that stadium. So there are two of them in the same town. So remember, we are just transiting through this town. This was not our destination. We are just transiting as we head to Lesotho. So this is a big town. You can see you have some buildings there. Beautiful car in front here, Kia. So that town was Bloemfontein, something of that sort. If I misspelled the name, kindly write the correct name on the comment section. It's a beautiful town. It's a we are transiting. The highway is very beautiful, as you can see. Also, that town is very organized. It has two stadiums, which is very good for promoting local sports. Guys, you can see the marking on the road. The roads here are well marked. And by the way, this should be a question to the Kenha, the Kura, the Kera, all the road departments in Kenya. How much does it cost to mark a road to this standards? How much does it cost to mark a road to these standards? Because I believe Kenya as a country, we have a lot of money, we have a lot of resources, and we build very good roads. Actually, I have seen the roads in other countries, and I can tell you we have one of the best roads in Africa. But the problem with our roads is that, I don't know, along the way in the contract implementation, the signages are not put in place. I don't know whether if that is the money that is pocketed, because in Kenya signages is not done. Marking of the road is not done, and if it is done using a very poor quality paint, reflective paint. Because as you can see, this one, it's very reflective. I wish I can do a video at night and show you how reflective these road markings are. Very reflective. The white lines are very solid. The yellow at the end of the road, very solid. And they have even put in place reflectors, those small reflectors that demarcate the road. So this should be a challenge to the Kenyan government. How I would wish they can mark our roads this way. They can put signages, because all over here you can see there are signages all over, signages here all over. So this is something else I would want our government to really consider, and also put up resting areas. Like you can see on this side, on my left hand side, 1 kilometer there, it's written a rest area. They can put a rest areas on on major long distance highways like the Mombasa Road, like the Eldoret, like the Kisumu Highway, those major roads that don't have petrol stations along the way, they can put up resting areas. Look at the signages there. Even the distance is well marked. You can know where you are going even without a Google map. Even a stranger can actually tell where they are going and the distance that is remaining. So this is something worth copying. And again, the road may not be dual. But in areas they perceive as dangerous, in areas they perceive as accident-prone areas, they put an extra lane. Like you can see here on my side, there's an extra lane. This is not a dual road. You can see on the left-hand side that lane is ending, and this one is simply to ease the traffic. Like if you are in an area that is prone to accidents, or an area that vehicles are likely to, especially trucks, are likely to slow down, they put an extra lane. This is to allow fast-moving vehicles to use the inner lane. Because remember here the speed limit is 120 and there are no slow cars. Actually, I haven't come across a slow car. So the speed limit is 100. As you can see on my left, 120 with a speed limit camera warning. So, but look at the marking, guys. Look at the marking. Even the bridge here, this river calling. Look at the marking, guys. This is something you are not going to see in Kenya. This is something you're not going to see in Kenya. And even if they mark the road, they use some cheap paint that peels off after the first rainfall. Paint that peels off after the first rainfall. So I don't know where our money goes. Probably it goes to those officials, the people's involved pockets. Like you can see, if there is an exit, like here there is an exit. I want to show you something. On my right hand side there is an exit. See, they have added an extra lane for the exit, so that for people who are exiting the highway, there is an extra lane for them to make sure they are safe. But in Kenya, what happens, like you would see on the Namanga Road, which is also an international road, like the one I'm in, they would put like 4 bumps before and 4 bumps after. These bumps are to slow vehicles, so that to allow the vehicle that is exiting to allow it's enough time to exit the highway. So, but here they don't do that. There are no bumps on the highway. So what they normally do, they add a lane. They add a lane on the outer side for the vehicles that are continuing straight with the highway. They can use that lane without slowing down. But for those people who are exiting, they use the inner lane, and they can be able to stop safely, and they can exit when the road is clear. So this is something worth noting. Like right now here, this is not a dual. It's not a dual road. It's just that there is an exit ahead of us. There is an exit ahead of us, and there is a bridge. So to make sure that vehicles pass each other safely, they added an extra lane here. They made a small dual just to make sure there is safety. A good example is at Navy Bridge. Like this, you see, this is a river. This is a bridge that is in a corner of a highway. So to make sure that the road here is safe, they have added an extra dual. And like the Navy, we should be having an extra dual in the Navy, so that cars can pass easily. Then after the bridge, after some few kilometers, the dual ends. This minimizes the number of accidents. You see what I was telling you guys, immediately after the bridge, they allow you like 2 kilometers of a dual, and then the dual ends. Also see how the dual is ending. See how the dual is ending. It does not just end abruptly like it is the case in the Mombasa Road, especially there at Waiyaki Westlands. You find a lane, the inner lane just ending abruptly. Even on the Mombasa Road at GM, there are lanes that are ending abruptly, and others emerging from the sky, emerging from nowhere. But in this case, you can see dual carriage. It does not end anywhere. There is a procedure of how they are doing it, and it cannot end in a corner. They have to increase that safety lane to a certain distance until they find a safe distance to end the duel. You see here, this is a small ascent, a small hill, and you can see already they have put an extra lane. This is for slower vehicles. The lane I'm in right now, I'm in this lane because I'm we are doing a recording, and I want the faster cars that are doing 120, as we are doing 100. We are doing at 100 kilometers per hour. But for those doing 120, they can use the inner lane. And you can see how the lane ends. It does not just end abruptly. It ends reasonably. It ends reasonably. You can see those mountains there at the far end. I mean at the far front. That is Lesotho. We are approaching Lesotho. That is Lesotho. Lesotho is a mountain country, and its lowest point is above 1,000 meters above sea level. 1,000 meters above sea level. Like still, even in Kenya, some parts are way above 1,000, even others above 2,500. And there is a point, I think, in Summit that is around 2,800 or 3,000 meters above sea level. So you can imagine the altitude at Summit and the cold at Mount Summit is what the people of Lesotho, the kingdom of Lesotho, are experiencing. So let's get there together, and I shall share my first-hand experience to you. Remember, I'm giving you experiences first-hand, without ubaguzi, without kupendelea, without fear. Some beautiful sceneries, beautiful mountains. We are still on the road. We are approaching now. We are 85 kilometers to Maseru. That is the capital city of Lesotho. Remember, as I had told you, it's a country full of hills. It's a country on top of a hill, actually. Not just full of hills. It's a country on top of hills. You can already see the beautiful and amazing look of the hills there. So, and the road is still good. Don't look at the environment and say there are less people. Yes, there are less people, but the road is very good. You can see there is an interchange there that we are approaching. There is a very big interchange there, a very magnificent interchange. So guys, make sure next time when I invite you for a road trip, don't miss the next time I invite you for a road trip. We shall do more of this. Even in Kenya, we shall explore the whole of Kenya. I know there are so many of you who are in Kenya and have not explored Kenya enough. So if you'd love to explore Kenya, we shall also do a trip around Kenya. We shall do a trip around Kenya. That is the interchange we are passing. To even have the footpath for people. You can see how the government of South Africa values the safety of pedestrians, because this is there's a very there's a slum on both sides of the road. I don't know whether you can see. Yeah, there's a slum, there's a cemetery, and people try to cross the road anyhow. People try to cross the road anyhow. It's the same case here, even in Kenya. But here, instead of putting some crazy mountain, the size of the mountain ahead of us, they decided to erect a footpath. I mean a footbridge. There's a footpath already. You can see some people walking on the left-hand side, footpath, and some footbridge. And also they decided to erect a barrier at the center of the road. This one is for safety, and to make sure pedestrians don't cross the road. And one thing I liked about people here is that they don't vandalize the road furniture. That is something beautiful. That is something worth emulating, something worth copying. So we have now started approaching small villages and some slums. I don't know why there are so many slums on this side. Because since we entered South Africa, these are the first slums that we are coming across. But still somehow the road gives them a beautiful look. can see the signages here. There's a road construction going on ahead, but you can see the signages are very much visible. This is contrary to what we see. The contractors just decide to do a road construction overnight without signages, and when you wake up in the morning and use the same road, you are shocked by some blockages on the road. So this is quite commendable. You can see the signages are very beautiful. Signages here are very beautiful, and they are well lit and very reflective. Okay, so here it's like they are repairing the road. Yeah, they are repairing the road. Season, the country being in a mountain zone, I was expecting to find everything green, but I guess it's because it's a dry season. So far so good. The town looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. I'll see if I'll be able to give you a town tour. Yes, so let's watch this together, guys. And guys, guess what? We are finally in another country, Kingdom of Lesotho. We are in Lesotho, and we are now in Maseru. This is country number. We started the journey from Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Botswana, South Africa, and now we are in Lesotho. This is country number 7. Yes, country number 7. And we still have another one more country, and we still have another one more country to cover. So first impressions about Lesotho. These are two different worlds. When you compare South Africa and Lesotho, hizi ni dunia mbili tofauti. These are two different worlds altogether. The road quality has changed. You can see the roads are not as wide as they were in South Africa, but probably it's because the country is not that big, and the fact that the country is on top of a hill, meaning there is no much space for building very big or very wide roads. Another point to note, mode of transport, they use the Honda Fit, the small cars. They call them I don't know whether they call them the taxis there. They use the Honda Fit, and you can still see a few Toyota Hiace, the one that you saw in South Africa. Something else worth noting is that in Lesotho there are some bumps on the highway. Remember, this is not the case in South Africa. In South Africa, there are completely no bumps on the highway, no bumps on the highway. But here in Lesotho, there are some bumps on the highway. About the border crossing was quite smooth, very smooth. On the South African side, we parked the car, we alighted, we went to the immigrations, and we went to the passport control. The queue there was long. I would say it was long. I think there is a very huge border. I think there is a large number of people, or what's the right word to use? There is a very huge group of people that migrates from Lesotho to South Africa, probably for work. I don't know, or maybe but majority I think it's for work, because that border was quite busy, especially for people on foot. There were two lines. There was a line for, I think, for the locals. I'm not sure about that, and then there was another line for the maybe people who are coming from South Africa, who are South Africans, are entering Lesotho. But for those who are entering Lesotho and they are citizens of Lesotho, they had their own lane, so that made everything simpler. And the place was damn cold. That's another observation. The place was damn cold. I think it was around 9 degrees. Actually, as I told you in my previous videos, this was the first time as a Kenyan seeing sunlight without heat. You know, since my childhood, I have always known that when it is sunny, it is hot. I've always, like, we were taught while we were studying about the solar system, we were taught that the sun is hot, something of that sort. I think grade 2, grade 3, grade 3, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4 pupils are running that the sun is hot. We were taught that. So, hey, this side of South Africa, it's proving otherwise. It is sunny, but it is cold. Here we were wearing very heavy hoodies, some of the locals, and I wish I can be able to spot some of the locals, despite being the time is around what was the time? I think around 3 p.m. or that is 1500 hours Southern African time. Southern African time, they use the Central Africa time, Mama. What time do they use? Maybe you can comment there. You see the people here, all of them are wearing sweaters, and not just light sweaters, very heavy sweaters. Others are wearing blankets. I mean, literally blankets. The ones you cover yourself with while sleeping, they are wearing them. Even ladies here they are no slay queens. Slay queens in Lesotho cannot freeze and shine. They cannot freeze and shine, because where? You see that Honda Fit? That is their public means of transport. I think you people need to visit Kenya. Kenya has the wildest public transport means. The matatus. We call them the matatus. Hey, those things are crazy. They are moving party clubs. Where? But anyway, here in Lesotho, the experience is different. And even in most part of South Africa that I travel. Remember, South Africa is very big. It's a very big country. So on the comment section, don't tell me, oh, you did not travel the whole of South Africa. Yes, I did not travel the whole of South Africa. I'm just sampling based on the parts that I traveled. Okay, on the states that I drove through. Okay, you can see beautiful landscapes, the mountains. When they say it's a kingdom on top of the hill, this is what they mean. Kingdom on the top of the hills. Something else worth noting, the vehicles here in Lesotho, they are different. Vehicles here in Lesotho are relatively old. You can see this is Mazda Demio. It's a node shape, and not just a node shape. This is a car you will not find in South Africa. I didn't see a single Mazda Demio in South Africa. I don't know why, but most of the cars here in Lesotho are similar to what you would find in East Africa. Remember, in East Africa, we majorly import our cars from Japan. We import used cars from Japan. And it is the same thing, by the way, in Lesotho. Most of the cars there are used in Japan. I don't know, others may be used in South Africa. But in South Africa, it's quite different. Most of the cars there are zero mileage. Majorly brands from Germany, and the entry of the Chinese brands in South Africa. So the roads in Lesotho, we are good, we are awesome, despite them being narrow or narrower than those in South Africa. They did not have the emergency lane or the yellow lane where the trucks drive on the yellow side. But majorly, I would understand it's because of the topography. You can imagine the cost of building this road on top of a mountain, on top of rocks. It could be quite expensive. So that one I understand. On the side of South Africa, most part of South Africa actually is flat land. So despite, okay, apart from a few places that you're going to visit as we approach Cape Town, where there are several mountains and a tunnel that you're going to go through. Now, the town is green. I would say the town is green, lush green. Remember, they have the seasons. They have all those seasons, the weather seasons. So they are approaching winter. Actually, if you didn't know, Lesotho is one of the countries in Africa that experience snow. One of the countries in Africa that experience snow. If you come in the month of, I think, June, July, you can be able to do snow diving. You can be able to do this snow diving, or I don't know, maybe you can correct me. Robots here are also working. That is quite commendable. Robots here are also working. Something else worth noting, you see those people walking? They have very heavy sweaters. Okay, my Lesotho people, I liked Lesotho. We didn't have much time to explore Lesotho, but we did a town tour on the first day when we entered there, and we exited the following day. So we didn't go to the highest point where people do the snow. The snow. You see those merchandisers on the road. We call them hawkers here in Kenya. They're also here in Lesotho. That's it's something I didn't see in South Africa. So far, the states I have covered, or the towns I have passed through, there were no hawking on the road. But here in Lesotho, I would say majorly Lesotho is more of a sister country to East Africa, because most of, I would say, economically, I would equate it to some of the East African countries, but I'm not talking about Kenya. Kenya is a giant, by the way. It's a giant of East Africa. It's also a giant in Africa. I think coming at number 3. I think the first 3 or 4. The first one is South Africa. We have Nigeria, then maybe Kenya, or maybe Egypt, or maybe Morocco, or thereabout. Anyway, I'm here to do adventure. I'm not here to do economic analysis. Okay, but here, surprisingly, there are fewer robots. You can see we have those the yield signs. So what you're simply supposed to do is you're supposed to yield. You're supposed to give way to the oncoming vehicles on your right hand side. So there are less robots as compared to South Africa, where everything is automated. We have markets like Haiku. Haiku is also common in South Africa, Botswana, and Zambia. We saw much of that franchise there. So I would say I would want to go back to Lesotho and explore, go to the highest point in Lesotho. But the roads had some potholes. Here and there. Petrol stations. Lesotho has petrol stations, so don't worry, don't mind about petrol station. We have Puma. Remember, Puma is also available in Tanzania, Zambia, Botswana, South Africa. Puma, that franchise. But we don't have Puma in Kenya. The traffic is crazy. The traffic jam is crazy. Here they use Maloti. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing the name properly. Maloti. One Maloti is equivalent to one South African rand. So if you have South African rands, you don't need to change. You see the traffic police on the left hand side? You see how heavily they are dressed? My camera is disturbing them. You know, police don't like cameras. But they look chilled. They are not like the like my Tanzanian police. Tanzanian police, man, mentor. Anyway, let's continue enjoying this drive, guys, as we explore Lesotho, guys. Lesotho, the kingdom on the top of mountain. Here we were trying to source for food. We're trying to source for a hotel. I would still say Southern African countries. I know most of you in the comment section in episode 8, you told me that you have nyama choma called brai. Blai. Is it blai or brai? Correct me. This is what was causing traffic jam. The road repairs there, those potholes. So it was causing a traffic jam. Now, we are trying to source for real nyama choma. My Kenyan people, you know what I mean when I say nyama choma, not the braai. By the way, I ordered severally, I think 2 or 3 times that braai. I didn't know by the way it was nyama choma. I just saw the picture on the menu in some hotels, and I just ordered using the Uber Eats. Yeah, I think Uber Eats. And it's quite different. Anyway, different cultures embrace, they have different tastes. So they taste different actually. The nyama choma in Kenya and the barbecue, the braai in South Africa, it's quite different. We were trying to, here we were chasing the mountains. We are trying to see if we can be able to drive all the way to those mountains ahead. You see that guy there? He's wearing a blanket. I told you Lesotho is cold. Anyway, if you're watching this video and you are from Lesotho, I did not make a single friend in Lesotho. There was just one lady. No, not just one. We had several, though they were sellers and they were quite busy. But if you are from Lesotho, kindly let me know in the comment section. Tell me you are from Lesotho. Specifically, you're in which region of Lesotho, and I'll come visit. Next time, and you're going to give me a tour of all the touristic attractions in Lesotho. And for your information, Lesotho exports water to South Africa. It exports water to South Africa. I think it's one of the countries in the whole world that export water. We have Lesotho. We also have I think Pakistan. Is it India or Pakistan? It's India that exports to Pakistan. Okay, I'm not sure about that. But for the Lesotho, there is a whole tunnel that transports water, millions of cubic meters of water to South Africa. They get a lot of dollars every year from the water they export to South Africa. So the economy-wise in Lesotho, I would say is it's of a medium level. I won't call them poor. No, they are above the poverty line. I would say that majority of the people here, I would say they are middle class earners. Though I tried to look for economic activities in Lesotho, I could only find few. So I don't know major. I don't know what are the economic activities. Maybe you can enlighten me on the comment section. The economic activities in Lesotho, cause anyway, I loved the country. So if you are from Lesotho, I still repeat this. If you are from Lesotho, kindly let me know you're from Lesotho, so you can know how we can do a city tour and make a plan. And then I come and you're going to show me around the touristic sites in Lesotho. I'm going to do an aerial view of Lesotho, just to show you a glance of Lesotho town. Not Lesotho town, sorry, Maseru town. Food here is quite cheaper than South Africa. Accommodation is also quite cheaper than South Africa. I would say everything is quite cheaper except for fuel. Though we did not fuel, we had enough fuel from South Africa because their fuel passes through South Africa. Okay, subscribe guys.